So today I'm building in Chestnut Ridge, which is the new world that came with the Horse Ranch pack that came out last week. And I started building it around when the pack came out. I was super excited. And my friend had kind of been like, oh yeah, you should make a Barbie horse ranch. And I was like, I don't think that I'd be good at that. And she was like, I don't know. I feel like I'd like to see your twist on it. And then I was like, maybe. And then I was just doing my laundry and I was like, okay, well, if I did a Barbie ranch house, I can make it seem like it's a dollhouse that has been like left outside for way too long. So it's kind of worn down and the colors are kind of like sun bleached and stuff. So that's the vibe I'm going for. um, you obviously saw the thumbnail and the intro video, which I haven't made the intro video yet. I'm doing this voiceover way later than I normally do them. Like, it is currently Saturday and I'm posting this on Monday, but it was like I had a really long week, really stressful week, and then like I was able to go away and meet up with Marcy Lacelle. And so I just got back from that and I was like, you know what? It's nighttime now. I can probably do this voiceover and it feels weird to be talking for some reason. So I feel like nervous. I don't know. I did have a reference picture for this. I'll pull it up. I think I just looked up doll houses or like farmhouse doll houses. I can't remember. I found a listing on Amazon. So that was kind of what I based the shape of this on. So I'll pull that up so you could kind of get an idea of what I was building here. Okay, so here's the picture. As you can see, it has a big square on one side. It has a bay window, and then it has a little balcony and a wraparound porch. And I really liked that. I feel like it was the wraparound porch that kind of sold it for me. And at first, I thought that I would do most of the accents in pink, like the windows and anything else that I could think of, because I realized that I was going to put a lot of white walls. Um, and I believe that I changed the columns out and stuff and I add more pink. I do add a barn and a little stable area, which unfortunately I had lost both the first time I built it because I was building this, I guess, right around the update. And so Tool was a little glitchy and I didn't know that there was a crashing issue, or maybe it wasn't like aware of yet, and my game crashed when I tried to open up Tool to see if I could race something a little bit. And it was a mistake because I lost a bunch of stuff, but it was okay because then I was like, whatever, I'll just take it as a chance to change the layout a little bit because I was like not really 100% sold on the layout that I originally had, and I felt kind of stuck with it. And so it's kind of like a savior that it just crashed because then I got to kind of like play around and change it up a little bit more. And I think my favorite part of this build was the horseshoe bush that came with the horse ranch pack. I really liked it as a little accent on the top. It made it feel more like a toy house than a real house to me. And that's really what I wanted. And I've of course put a bunch of like things that make the outside feel like it's deteriorating a little bit, just because that was the vibe I was going for. I wanted to do more of it, but I just didn't have the energy to like make it way more rundown. But I think it was like a good mix because I didn't want like to upload a Barbie house onto the gallery, and if someone has seen it and want it and then they download it and it like would be covered in spider webs and stuff, I feel like that's not really the vibe that people maybe want if they're gonna like see it and download it, because I'm sure the gallery picture is gonna be misleading because it'll probably look a lot more like pristine, and there are spider webs inside, but there aren't a lot of them. My light flickered a little bit. I don't know what just happened, but I guess it should be okay. Um, yeah, I was trying to see if I could add more pink to this because I didn't want to just like feel like I was clickbaiting by saying that this is a Barbie house and then it just being barely pink. I was looking up a lot of different pictures of Barbie houses and stuff, but I couldn't really find one that was like what I wanted this build to be. And yeah, I never had a Barbie dream house before because I think they were pretty expensive when I was growing up. I mostly just like, I think I like when I was really young, I played with Barbies and my mom would buy the like collectible ones that we can't take out of the box. So I had a bunch of those. So I think Barbies, like for my childhood, was more like a collectible item. And I didn't really like play with it that much because most of the toys that I got were like Polly Pockets. And I used to just be obsessed with my dollhouse. So for the most part, I was just playing it with my dollhouse, and Barbies were just too big for the dollhouse. Didn't make sense. But that's why I love The Sims now, because I was obsessed with my dollhouse. And I feel like this build, I mean, it is based off of a dollhouse. And here is the barn that I already made before. And so I look like I know how to make a barn, that I'm an expert at it because this is my second time doing it because my game crashed. And then I do a little stable in the back. I don't really do much interior wise for these two little buildings. I'm not sure if you'd seen it in the intro video or not because I don't know what's going to be in it yet because I'm going to have to record that maybe tomorrow. But I guess I'll explain now while I'm building it. So the barn, it's not really for animals. I put more of a like movie night thing in there. So there's the big projector screen from the movie stuff pack and just like a bunch of little chairs and pillows around. So that's kind of like where Barbie can go and hang out with her friends and watch movies. And then the top part of it is like a little wine making area because I figured I needed to use the wine, like I guess the nectar making machine with the new pack. I really liked adding the like that horseshoe that I said that I really liked as the main part of the build. I liked adding it to the barn. I did try to do it to the stable area, but I didn't really find a good spot for it, and the roof was being a little bit annoying. I'd like show you sort of just before that the lighting was just turning dark because I was using one of the glass roofs and it just didn't feel worth trying to fight. So I just used the like, what is that? It's kind of like a towery thing. I'm not sure if it's a window. I'm not sure what it is called, but it is like a decorative roof piece. And it felt different from what I usually use. I like sometimes when I'm trying to like do something different with a roof, I always pick that. So I guess it's just not as different as I think because I use it anytime I don't know what to do. Just like I always add bushes on top of the roofs. I didn't want to go overboard. I just wanted it on the barn. I did put a lot of time into it though, because then I remember I had to go back later and add more, and then I deleted more. I'm not really sure what happened. But yeah, I've really enjoyed landscaping with this pack. It's like every item is beautiful. The debug items are stunning. The like grapevines over there are really beautiful items. It's just like, oh yeah, there's some of those daisies too that's like painted onto the floor, which I think is also in the base game, so that doesn't really matter. But I was just sorting through the debug selection because I was really excited and I knew that there's really good items. I used one of the trailers that are in the back. It looks like it's not pink, so that's kind of a choice. I could have maybe made that pink to fit the Barbie theme a little bit more, but I guess I wasn't going for that. Yeah, I did change out like the spandrels and stuff to have pink accents. I do really love the interior of the main house though. When I started doing it, I was just like, wow, maybe I really could have went for like a super modern pink build, but I don't really enjoy building modern exteriors. I don't think that I'd find it fun for myself. Um, so if I did do like a Barbie like interior, it would have to be an apartment or something like that. But I did have a lot of fun. I found a lot of wallpapers that I want to use in the future. So it was really good to be able to like sort by the color and kind of like find new wallpapers that I really enjoy. Oh yeah, I'm trying to figure out a pathway, but anything that I think might look good with my reshade on looks horrible without it. And you could see me switching back and forth to kind of like test it out. I'm pretty sure I removed all of it because it just didn't look good. Like that kind of gravelly thing looked okay with the shader on, but it looked horrible without it. And so I want my builds to at least look pleasant on the eye without it, and it just wasn't working. But yeah, now I think I'm gonna do the interior. I believe that it's just a 1 bedroom because I'm pretty sure Barbie lives alone. There is another little room that I just made a desk area because I was like, no, there doesn't need to be another bedroom in here at all. But yeah, so you walk into the house and I just had to like find a place to put the stairs. And once I do that, it's usually just good to go. Um, there's a large dining room, which I never really have space in my builds for a big dining room. So I felt like that was kind of my favorite part of the build because it was just like a huge table. I think I fit the new piano in there, and I decorated the table with like a bunch of flowers and candles. So it looks like Barbie can have like a really nice dinner party on her ranch. And I like the kitchen too. And I think that the living room, I was just like, I got lost on it. I'm like, yeah, no, no, thank you. But yeah, so this has a huge bathroom up on the upstairs floor, a huge bedroom, and a closet. I feel like I could have put more effort into the closet. I feel like maybe that would be a huge selling point for a Barbie house. I didn't really. I did my best though, but closets are not really something that I enjoy building in The Sims. So this is probably one of the first closets that I've ever done in any of my build videos. I could be wrong though. I could be lying. But yeah, this like gingham thing, right? Is that what it's called? That wallpaper. I'm obsessed with it. I want to use it in every single kitchen from now on. And the pink and white tile, and also that bright pink tile, which I thought wouldn't even work because everything else seemed very muted and like pastels. And then I'm using like a more vibrant pink in some of the bathrooms, but it worked. I really, really liked it. And I was gonna try and use pink cabinets in here. I thought it would be too much. I didn't want to just like explode the place with a bunch of pink. I felt like the walls and stuff, it was enough, and it would like look really nice with just like cream and white. And so that's what I ended up doing. I was also like struggling to figure out if I wanted to put the little thing above the stove and what cabinets I wanted to use. But I feel like I'm really happy with how the layout of the kitchen turned out with the mix of the cabinets and the shelves. I don't know. It's just like it felt like really nice. And it like allows you to kind of customize your kitchen style, whatever you want it to be. Because you could just put any clutter that you could pull out. This table is beautiful too. Once I had seen it, I'm like, yeah, this is the table I'm going for. And I probably like mixed match chairs. I always kind of want to get like the lighting in before I put a lot of my effort into the furniture because I think the lighting really makes a build. And if you just like kind of like furnish everything with like the cheapest like saucer one that's like very bright, it just like sometimes it just doesn't look very nice while you're building. And so like like the dining room is mostly lit by candles and it feels very warm and cozy, and I really like that. And I loved that like the pink cow print rug that I pulled out, but I figured it would look better in the bedroom because I wanted this to be a little bit more fancy, and I didn't think the cow print worked for what I was going, because it does look super fancy. It's like a fancy dinner party with a giant centerpiece where you kind of can't see the guests across from you, so you don't really have to talk to anyone if you don't want to. That's kind of the dream for me. And yeah, this piano is gorgeous. We didn't have an upright piano for so long, and then suddenly we get two and they're both amazing. I don't know. A lot of this build is lit by candles, but it's not an off the grid lot. And every time I place those candles, I do think in my head of, if this was real life, would someone be able to reach these candles to light them? And would something catch on fire if I put the candles really close to the curtains and stuff. And so it's like I stress about that the entire time I'm building, but it never influences where I put it because then I'm like, whatever, it's just The Sims. I don't need to worry. I also don't do a lot with the bathroom downstairs. I kind of just put some pink stuff in and whatever you need in a bathroom. And I knew I wanted to use that wood burning stove. So I like pushed it off to the side because I didn't think it would really work with the layout that I was going to go for in here. It did take me a while to find a couch I liked, and I think I just went for these base game ones. And I really like it. I feel like it works really well with this build, and it's just like looks really pretty. I use some of the new furniture like that console table, or is it like an entertainment table? I don't know what that's called. And the coffee tables from the new pack too. I wasn't sure what I wanted on this wall over here, so I just kind of put some bookshelves around. I did the same thing with the upstairs office because I didn't really want to put a lot of wall art, and I didn't want to like just like put holes all over the walls because that's what I usually do if I don't want to put wall art. But I figured that I want to make it as easy as possible for someone if they download it and they don't want the build to look completely destroyed and they want it to be like very pretty and not have like wallpaper peeling and mold all over the place. That would be easier to fix because I think that if I downloaded a house and I wanted like and I had to like like demolish every single piece of like wall cracks, I would be annoyed. And I don't know why I'm like feeling that way about this one like specifically because all of my builds are like that, but I feel like the outside of my builds it feels like it's just that's the vibe of it. But because it's like a Barbie house, I feel like most people's Barbie builds are very fancy and I didn't want to mislead people. And I love the clutter that I chose in the kitchen too. I like once again I kept it simple and I just sorted by like pink and white and light brown just to find easy clutter. I didn't overthink it or anything and I didn't like over clutter either or else I would just get really really bored. um yeah, I love the dining room. I feel like it really is my favorite part of the house because I love all the furniture in here. I use like all this furniture usually, but I never do it with pink accents. And it felt really nice because I got to use items that I don't normally use, like that candle from that pastel kit I got to use again. And I really love it, but I never really go for it because I like never really think that a colorful item will look good. And these like wall art pieces too. I've like I don't know, I was just like taking the opportunity to use anything that I don't normally use. And those are two things I'm pretty sure I've never used before at all. And surprisingly it works in here. Yeah, I wanted to try to go for a candy rug and I was like, Megan, I think you're pushing it now. I was like, settle down. You pulled out the wall art that you never use. You don't need to go overboard with the rug. So I just use the base game one. And I wanted to have a little like entry area where you could put on your shoes and stuff. So I think I get a like an ottoman or a bench to put here. And so I kind of like move some stuff around because I realized that would look nicer. And there's so much space over there that I feel like that just kind of looked messy without like some sort of organization. And I feel like that looked a lot cleaner and cuter. And I use that same ottoman upstairs as well because it's just the perfect one for this house, I think. Yeah, this bathroom, it is really big, and I didn't really know what to do with the space because I never give myself this much space for bathrooms ever. And so I knew that I wanted a bathtub, and I was gonna go for one of those really big fancy ones, but surprisingly, the bathroom's not big enough for that giant bathtub that's like in a corner. Or it didn't work with the layout, so I was just like, don't even bother, just do like a cute little like clawfoot tub and it should work out fine. I also like I did struggle with the upstairs, so I kind of switched back and forth a lot between rooms because I didn't really know what to do. And I think it's because I didn't give myself enough of a break. And I definitely need to do that when I'm building usually. Um, yeah, I had fun picking out the curtains too. It was just fun to sort by pink and use all these items because pink is my favorite color and I don't ever really use it in my builds, but yeah, I think that that's like the color that feels the like calmest to look at for me, and what I would prefer to have in like my own room and stuff. And so it's weird that like it was like a challenge to do, even though I really, really love it. And I definitely want to use some of these pink swatches again in the future. And I use a lot of the wallpapers that I normally love, like that one that's in the bedroom. I use that, but I use it in like the white and brown swatch. And I don't even know if I knew that there was a pink swatch in it. So yeah, and I use the pink swatch in the new, like, the new chair that's over there. That's my new favorite chair, but I like it in the floral one a little bit better. But I was like, just go with the pink. It's all right. I guess I put a little bit effort into the closet. I should give myself some credit. I like raised up the clothing to kind of go on top of the dresser, or I guess they're cabinets. So yeah, I'll give myself that one. It looked good. And I didn't know what layout to do for this. I kind of put everything back. And I end up thinking that it looks fine the way that I end up putting it. I do the same thing where it's like cabinets and then shelving, just because I feel like it works. And I put an easel in, and when I put that easel in, I was thinking that I never put an easel in my builds anymore. And this is probably the first time in a while that I've done it. And I don't know why that is, but that's just what has happened. And yeah, the like hallway, I just put the ottoman in. I don't do it much else. And I guess I put a table. I know that the like other areas of like this ranch is gonna be coming up soon too. So those ones, it was like, again, it was the movie area in the barn, but I also like, I'm sure you had seen earlier in the video, I had a pink cauldron out, and I wanted Barbie to be a witch. So I made sure, I was like, okay, Barbie's gonna have an area where that she could do her little spells and make her potions. And now I just love the idea of a Barbie spellcaster. And so when I do the recording for the intro, I'll probably have to do that because I've made a Barbie sim, and now I feel like I need to just make a spellcaster, or make her a spellcaster, so that I can like have her just like doing magic, and I really need that now. Is there a witch Barbie? Hold on. I need to Google this. Witch Barbie. I feel like I remember having a costume, like a Barbie with a witch costume, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think I had one of these. I don't know why I'm spending the time doing this right now. I just needed to know. It's not like a full pink witch outfit though, which is what I would want. But I'll settle for that. That seems okay for me. Where now I missed a part of the video. I'm sorry. uh where am I? What am I doing? Oh, I'm just adding more definition on the outside of kind of like layering different landscaping, because I wanted it to seem like a path was going through it, because I can't put the terrain paint path because it didn't look good. And yeah, this is the barn with the little movie area, which I had more fun building than I think I would have if I just put some animal stuff in it. I really liked that. I feel like it was really fitting, and I got to use the big projector. Oh, that's not even from the movie stuff pack. That one is from the campers kit that came out pretty recently. I guess like uh I don't know, like a year ago maybe it came out. But yeah, so this area is the little nectar making area. I just put a bunch of like boxes up there. I felt like it worked though, and it made sense. Like I couldn't make a ranch build without using the nectar machine, and I had nowhere else to put it. So I kind of have some barrels down here too. And like maybe Barbie just hosts movie nights with some fresh wine that she makes, or I guess a nectar that she makes, because that's what it's called in The Sims. But yeah, this is the magical cauldron room that I was really excited about. So I just pulled out a lot of Realm of Magic stuff and herbs, and this was like I was like, okay, if I'm gonna do a Barbie build, I need witchy stuff in it. And I feel like I was gonna say that I should make an entire witchy Barbie build. That's unnecessary, I think. And I barely even know what to build next. So I need to like figure that out anyway. If there isn't a video next week, it's because I didn't know what to build. And I hope that I could kind of like get some inspiration for the next build so that I could post stuff, because I do like posting every week. So I'll definitely look through Pinterest, maybe do a little tiny build for next week, and we'll see. So yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.